1.6 now. He's under he's actually pressuring Kirsis in front.
Kirs is second in the championship standings. He is only 1 point behind Juknavicius, 3 points ahead of Kuts. So he's not in a bad position to better his overall standings here. He's currently losing out to Juknavicius. What I love to see that the positions are kind of shuffled around during this first race of the second round. Zaikin leading the race. He's 8th in the championship standings. That promises us a really nice, intense championship battle. Ooh, that's Kirsis running a little bit wide, clipping that gravel that slows you drastically down. That might give an edge to Malakauskas. He was a little bit too far behind to try and use that situation to his own advantage. Svetins tries to pressurize the lead of Zaikin, puts the fastest lap time of the race. What's the difference between the lap times? It's 1600ths of a second. So similar pace by a lot of the drivers. They definitely did a great preparation.
Of a second, actually. Yep. 16 thousandths of a second. Just 100th of a second between them. So if you catch up by only that much, won't be great. It's only 13 minutes to go side by side. It's going to be Malakauskas to the outside. That would be brave and backs out of it smart. He might have a run on the exit, but who'll have a run for sure is Kuts, who had the perfect line through there. He's going to go to the inside and some issues. We'll try to make this a radio show now, looking at the live timing. We'll see when things do change. 1:29.906, that is the fastest lap of the race so far. Žadeikis 1:29.977. He's found some pace as well. Juknavicius is struggling. 1:30.4 is his fastest lap. Let's see if he'll have a better one now that he's got some free air, as they'll come to the end of the lap shortly. Across the line is Zaikin, and Svetins should be through as well. 1:30.1, 1:29.9 for Zaikin, so Zaikin extends his lead. Žadeikis 1:30.0, 1:30.1 for Juknavicius. Then comes Kirsis, Kuts, who got in front of Malakauskas. Then it's Jofert, Skaiskons, Azikev, and Gavars down in 11, so he's dropped a spot. He's out of that perfect P10 position for pole position for the next race. Back on the track, though. And we've got Žadeikis on our screens. Malakauskas right behind Kuts. Kuts 7/10ths back from Kirsis, the driver he had that contact with. As they run into the braking zone, right on the back of Malakauskas is Jofert. Jofert might try make a move somewhere. Let's see, down into this braking zone. Nope, didn't try a move just yet. Have to wait at least for the front straightaway. As Kuts only 4/10ths back. Oh, and a little bit wide from Kirsis again. He might be under pressure here. Will be difficult to catch up to anybody else up in front, as Žadeikis sets the fastest lap. Or that could just be a timing thing. It is just a timing thing, but a 29.910 for thousandths of a second behind the fastest lap of the race. Now, Kuts' fastest lap of the race by 1,000th of a second, as he's still behind. Kirsis couldn't make that move, but he's got the good slipstream. He might try something after the bridge. He's right on the back. These BMWs providing quite a lot of action for us this year. Come out of the bridge a little bit wide. That was for Kuts, but I think he's still right behind. And is Kuts going to try and make a move? He will. Down the inside he goes, and Kirsis leaves him a lot of space. He's still on the outside. Will he try to hang on the outside through the next right-hander? If he can, He should get back up in front. No, he won't. Goes behind and might soon be under pressure from Malakauskas as well, who's still under pressure from Jofert. Gavars back up into P10. Yep, he is.
And this is the battle for pole position for race 2, and this is a battle between 4 cars. Zikev is now right on the tail of Gavars. He lost the position 1 lap ago, and Gavars will try to hold on to the ideal line. I think he's opening the gap slightly and trying to make sure to get the best position to start race 2. This is one of a interesting strategies for the drivers who battle for the last top 10 places. They can start race 2 from pole position. If they avoid collisions and accidents into turn 1, they would have a great possibility of winning race 2. Points are calculated from both of the races, then the positions are handed out to the drivers. So all points you can gather make a huge difference. And Gavars is chasing now down for that pole position, though Azikev is still right on his tail. That's Malakauskas and Jofert. No, that's yep, that's Jofert and Malakauskas. So, and Malakauskas runs wide, clips the gravel. This is going to be a chance for Jofert into that fast right-hander. He slots himself back into position to try and use that slipstream. These cars are now losing ground to Kirsis and Kuts, as Skaistkalns is also sitting close behind these 2 battling cars in front. Jofert this time running a little bit wide. That's how far on. But he needs to be careful, because on the exit of last corner, if you push your opponent too wide, you risk to move him over that big curb, lunge him into the air, and well, you risk to be punted out of the race. Still side by side. This time Jofert is on the outside into the bridge corner. Though he has the run, he has the speed, he should hold on to that position, which he does. Slots behind Jofert now and will try to wait for further mistakes of his opponent. And this is how you get those bigger gaps between the cars, no matter how similar the cars run. If you clip those gravel traps, you slow down dramatically, you go defensive, you lose a lot of time, and that's how the big gaps appear on our timing screen.
Ickes has been catching up to Svetens in front, and he's actually caught up a lot on the last lap. I wonder what happened. Maybe it's just a timing thing. Because last time they... Oh, I'm looking at the gap, so if we look at the intervals, might be closer. Yep, but he definitely did catch up. It's another good lap from Radeikis, who's gained a lot here. As Kirsis, he still wants to come back at Kuts. This battle's not done either. Radeikis pulls that gap under a second, at least it was for a moment there. As I can still comfortably in the lead, 1.5 seconds. I think I saw a little bit of contact there between Jofert and Skaistkalns for that 8th position. Gavar is still in 10th, 4.5 back from this battle. He's got Meshkanis 0.7 back from him, and Meshkanis, I think, has been recovering from those issues earlier, and how much quicker he is than Gavars. A second gained last lap, and with this kind of pace differential, he might be in a prime position to go on to pole for the next race.
Yep, this is a very important battle on the racetrack. Now Gavars doesn't have Azikev behind him. Azikev actually dropped to P14. This time Gavars is greeted by Meshkalis. Meshkalis seems to be slightly faster on the racetrack. Remember, he had that contact at the beginning of the race where he shuffled down the grid Now Miškelis is looking to recover and make his race slightly better. To do this, he needs to overtake the very fast Latvian driver in front. Though on pure pace, Miškelis is actually faster here in this race. If we compare the fastest lap times of the race so far, 131.1 for Gavars, 130.4 for Miškelis. So he does have the advantage to attack his opponent, but he needs to find the space, and he sees Gavars running a little bit wide. But the move from Miškelis, it seemed like it was slightly a late move, seeing that gap and only then deciding to maybe go for it. That didn't work out. A gap between Svetins and Žadeikis also becoming a little bit smaller, only 7/10 now. 4 minutes on the clock. Time is ticking out. Still possible for some position changes. The drivers are definitely sweating in their sim chairs. Miškelis tries to go for a move, but I wouldn't say that was a very smart move. Either you go for an overtake or you just sit behind. While taking that narrower line, you simply compromise your exit and you lose the possibility to overtake on the next corner. I'd say this is a small mistake by the driver. Look how much he lost only by taking that narrower line, trying to, I don't know, maybe distract your rival opponent ahead. But the Gavars, the way he drives, he's not distracted, and that's basically some time lost for Miškelis. 3 minutes on the clock. That means we are basically 3 laps to go.
Yeah. They'll just about squeeze in one more extra lap. Good news for Žadeikis, not so good for Svetins, who's still in second, but he's definitely being caught. It doesn't look as comfortable for him as it does for the race leader. Juknavicius has been kind of anonymous here. He's still 2 seconds back. He's finding some pace now, but he's still just that little bit too far away to really do anything. We'll see what he can do in that next race, as Žadeikis is still catching up, and now he's got the slipstream. He's got that advantage, and he'll have 2 laps to do something here to go for P2. Try and get one position higher. He sits 6th in the standings, 19 points back from the championship lead at the moment.
I think he had double 4th position, double 4th place finishing positions in the first round, or was it 5th? Oh, he finished 5th in both of the opening races in the BATCC Championship. This time he's up to P3, trying to battle it out to make it P2. This is the battle between Gavars and Miškelis, with that's gonna be close. Still should be 2 laps to go. All in the hands of Zaikin. Miškelis, well, Gavars a little bit deep into the corner while he was defensive. Miškelis not too brave on the brakes, and he couldn't use that opened gap into turn 1, stays behind and will try something on the remaining corners. Should be 2 to go. That's going to be definitely close for Zaikin. It's close for Miškelis. Gavars goes a little bit sideways. Was there contact in the middle of the corner? They were close.
I don't think they were close enough. I think it's more to the inside goes Miškelis. Still can't hold on, but a little bit sideways again from Gavars on the exit. Will that be enough? I don't think it will. Slisans wants some of that as well. He's just waiting for these two to collide, and they're coming real close into the chicane. It's going to be preferred line for Gavars once again, and I think he'll hold on, but now Miškelis should have the exit. He stays on the outside as they both almost spin out, and well, Slisans couldn't do anything. And one more lap to go. Zaikin goes very fast once again. Fastest lap of the race for him, as goes wide does Miškelis. I don't think Žadeikis will have enough. He'd have to find some magic here on that final lap. This, though, the battle for pole position in race 2. Who's going to get it as Meškenis gets very close once again? Can he do something? Has he learned from his mistakes in the previous laps? He's been stuck behind for a really long time, considering how quickly he caught up to Gavars as they go into the bridge now. All about not touching that gravel on the exit. They're both through relatively cleanly. Will Meškenis try something into this braking zone here? Stays behind for now, but his opportunities are running out. Has a good exit, but really he'd probably want to be on the outside here. This is one of his final opportunities. The final one will be into the final corner, goes to the inside, contact in the middle of the turn and gets through, but I'm not sure how the stewards will look at that one. Zaikin takes the win in the race, as these guys are still battling for it. Svetin second, third for Žadeikis, and then it's Juknevičius, Kuts, Kirsis, Malakauskas, Jofert, Skaistkalns, and Meškenis will hold on to 10th. And will there be anything happening behind him? There won't. Meškenis will hold on to 10th, and he'll take pole position for race number 2. But I'm sure that contact will still be looked at. However, that won't make a difference, as he'll still be on pole position for the second race.
That's what's going to matter on the track. There is no chance for the stewards, if they even penalize Meškenis, to put him down on the grid. And, well, I am sure Meškenis learned from the mistakes from round 1. Remember, he was also overtaken with a contact, and there was no penalty for his rival at that time. I'm pretty sure Meškenis took that experience on this racetrack. And, well, if you are racing with very similar cars, Meškenis just tried his best, and, well, he has got the position. He will start on pole, and let's look at the results of race 1 once again before we head back onto the racetrack for race 2.
Your results are on your screen. It's Zaikin ahead of Svetins, then Žadeikis, Juknevičius, Kuts, Kirsis, Malakauskas, Jofert, Skaistkalns, and Meškenis in 10th and pole position for race 2. Then comes Gavars, Slisans, Edukas, Srubas, Talianos, Simic, Azikev, Pozniakov, Kiršis, Thompsons, Kaminskas, Klaudaitis, Kupštaitis, Meyerhofer, and Roga finished in 25th, but was not lapped. It was close though. Just about 15 seconds, the gap from being lapped, as we'll take a short break and come back to you for race 2. Here we are back on the circuit. 35 seconds to go for the start of the second race of the afternoon. Let's see who will be best at coming through the field from 10th on up, and will Meškenis be able to hold on to that lead? He was quick in race 1. Can he have enough of a gap before Zaikin and the others come through the field? As we get ready to go, it's race 2 of round 2 of the E-BaTCC 2026 Championship. And we're green, and false start for Skyscons on the left-hand side. I thought Meshkalis was sleeping at the start, but turns out he started when he needed to start. It was Skyscons making that mistake. Down into turn 1 they go. 3 wide, 4 wide coming into there. A little bit of contact behind, a little bit more contact. Oh, a spinner in the middle of the field, and a lot of cars going off. Radeikis off as well. Down into 18th, and it was looking so good for him. Another spin there. More cars flipping, crashing, and still had contact. Radeikis trying to come through the field now as quickly as possible. Yuknavicius in 6th, Meshkalis down into 5th. So something happened to him. Maybe went wide somewhere. A little bit of contact with Yuknavicius. Now it's Skyscons, Jofert, Kuts, Kirsis, Yuknavicius, Meshkalis. Svetin Zaikin still down in 10th. So probably involved in one of the accidents, but not as involved as the others were. Still side by side they go, and I think they finally fanned out. It's Skyscons, but Skyscons will have to serve that penalty for the jump start. Side by side into the chicane between who's that, Kuts and Meshkalis, as Kuts off the road and Svetins goes through. That was an eventful first lap of this race. Yuknavicius in a very good position. He's chasing Kirsis as Skyscons goes into the pits, and he will go probably to last place or close to that. Svetins, well, he was quickest on that lap as he's in P5. Can he make a move on Meshkalis in front?
Oh, goes sideways. Meshkalis went very defensive, and I thought for a moment Svetins will have a chance on the exit, but he jumped on the gas with the right foot a little bit too aggressive and sent the car sideways. This is the best news for Yuknavicius. His main rivals are basically, well, they lost positions. Zaikin, no, that's Kirsis, 9th, and Yuknavicius actually goes for a move around the outside. He tries to repeat his successful overtake that he did on Radeikis, and Kirsis has no medicine for that. He's still on the inside, but Yuknavicius holds the very fast outside line into the second right-hander, takes the position, and only Jofert up in front of Yuknavicius, separating him from the win. And I think Yuknavicius will go for it now. Had a successful second race start, avoided all the action, all the drama, and is up in a very good position. He came here as the favorite. He didn't seem to have enough pace. He looked a little bit slow in the qualifying session, but when race time came, Yuknavicius delivered. He's still delivering. He was not, well, he finished 4th in race 1. That was not the best result, but if he'll manage to win the second one, I think he'll be at a very good spot to win this overall. He still needs to defend from Kirsis. Meshkalis still pressurized by Svetins and Kuts. So the battles will continue here on the racetrack with 16 minutes on the clock. There's still plenty to change. I think Jofert went wide.
Yep, I think he went wide. He probably touched that gravel on the exit. Good opportunity for Yuknavicius to get forward, but stays behind at least for this moment, but a little bit wide again.
No, Yuknavicius played smart.
Yuknavicius played smart. Jofert went wide as they go into the right-hander. Will Yuknavicius have enough speed on that outside? They're still side by side, and now it's the preferred line here because you can stay side by side through the right. It's much more difficult to do so through the left as they have a little bit of contact. A little bit into the gravel for Jofert. Kirsis trying to decide which driver he wants to follow, and now Yuknavicius will be on the inside for the final turn. A little bit of contact again, sideways from Kirsis as well, who I thought might be the one who comes out of this in the lead. It's six-way fight for the lead of this race. Meshkan is coming through as well. He's going to try something there. Maybe back up into the podium as they go down into turn 1. Clean so far. Not anymore as Kirsis runs into the back of Juknavicius, who drops from 2nd down into 6th. And more contact from Kirsis. He had contact with Kuts before. Extra contact now with Juknavicius as well, as Juknavicius will have to try and catch up against Zykin in P7, as wide from Kirsis now, who's going to lose all those places, maybe under pressure from Juknavicius as well, who'll go to the outside. This is Meshkanis to the inside, who's back up into 2nd position.
Juknavicius made a mistake.
Yep,
I think there was a contact. He went to the outside, then either he outbraked himself or there was a small contact. He changed the line really drastically in the mid-corner. Žadeikis is actually not too far behind. He's already up to P10 as these drivers are in a big battle. Žadeikis should shortly move into P9, and these guys battling for first place are struggling. So that makes Žadeikis, well, basically only 7 seconds behind. He's now up to P9, overtaking a Dukas in that battle. Talianos is up in front now for Žadeikis. Talianos was the fastest driver in the pre-qualifying session. I wonder why he's unable to extract the pace during this race, as Juknavicius trying to find a gap between the gaggle of cars. He's 7th. Joe Fruton is now a little bit further in front, as there is huge battles behind. It's going to be a 3-car battle into the right-hander. No, it's actually the bridge corner.
Juknavicius backed out of that one. He'll try and do something into the bridge here to the inside. None of them run wide. They have a little bit of contact, but that should be fine. Juknavicius will have the slipstream from the car ahead. And can he try and outbrake Zykin Kirsis here somehow? Nope, he can't. And he'll try to do something on the exit. Kirsis smartly doesn't defend the inside because he knows that really you can only overtake on the outside through there as Ikev out of the race. As, well, for Juknavicius, he needs to get forward if he wants to still battle Zykin, who's...
Look how much they lose. Oh, Kirsis is running wide. This is a good opportunity for Juknavicius. He'll use that straight away. And look at Talianos. He was 2.2 seconds behind. He's now 0.3 of a second behind Kirsis. Žadeikis getting closer, trying to get a little bit of those battles to try and compensate what he lost in the beginning of the race. Meshkel is still under pressure by Svetens. He's now 2.5 seconds behind Kuts, as Kuts will battle for the lead. Look at Talianos. He doesn't want to wait any longer. As soon as he came closer to Kirsis, saw the opportunity and went for it. Now gonna be running side by side. That's good news for Juknavicius. He'll now focus on chasing down Zykin, who is pressurizing Svetens, and that's Talianos with Kirsis in a battle. Kirsis not having a good race, so is Juknavicius, and it's looking really interesting for our championship. This is a championship of 4 rounds. Each round has 4 races, and after this one, only 4 races will be left on the calendar. And if the drivers finish in an order like this, we'll have a really nicely shuffled order in the championship battle. This is Jofert and Kuts for the lead. I think Kuts gonna get it. Oh, and there was a contact.
A little bit of contact, but Kuts moves into the lead. And he now is in a good position. He's got a gap as well. That's so important for the driver behind not to try and overtake you again. But Kuts had the pace anyway. He was so much quicker than Jofert, so he should be able to start running away. It's now in the hands of Zykin, Juknavicius, and maybe even Žadeikis to try and catch up. Žadeikis only 2 tenths back, and he might even try a move against Kirsis here down into turn 1. Nope. Thinks better of it. He'll try and find another opportunity. And he's making good of a bad situation, considering how much he lost. in that lap 1. Here's Zykin now. Opportunity on Svetens. Could he move up into P4? Getting very close. It looked like Svetens maybe braked a little bit more than Zykin was expecting. This is good for Juknavicius. He's able to catch back up. Žadeikis is going to the inside of Kirsis in the background there. And I think Žadeikis has gotten in front now. He has there in the background, so up into P8 for Ednas as they come through 0.2 of a second in that battle. I think this one's almost done. Žadeikis does have the speed. It's still super close for the podium as Zykin's getting closer to Svetens. Svetens has a little bit of a draft in front as well, as Miškelis is closing in on Jofert. Also, down into turn 1. Can somebody try and pull out a move? Nope. No opportunities
Oh,
there.
Jofert running wide. That's going to be a battle into the bridge corner, one of the fastest corners on the racetrack. Miškelis has nowhere to go. If you don't manage to get that inside line into the bridge corner, you are left with only one option. You have to lift because there's no way for you to use that speed advantage, and when you lift you have to pick the correct spot on the racetrack. I think Miškelis didn't manage to pick to choose out the best spot to do that lift, and that's how he can lose now the position to Svetens. Side by side, more contacts between the drivers. Here comes Zykin, here comes Juknavicius. That's his second chance to reach that podium places, and he goes for it straight to the inside into the first right-hander.
On the wrong line into the chicane and even backs out of it early. Smart move there. Didn't want to be involved.
Miškelis into the wall.
Oh, completely off the road, and I'm going to guess there was contact. And now Zykin up into P3, P4 for Svetens, P5 for Juknavicius. Žadeikis up into 7th as Kirsis slotted in, as Miškelis slotted in behind Kirsis even in P9. Juknavicius, can he try and make a move on Svetens here? Through the fast right they go. Will he try something into here? Nope, not yet. As here's Pozniakov to the inside of Miškelis now.
Miškelis might have damage. It was a huge impact into the concrete wall. We would definitely
side by side with Svetens in front, and they are side by side. And Juknavicius gets in front, so he somehow managed to do it just down that straightaway, a little bit wide. But I think both of them were. So no real gain down this straight, and Juknavicius just has to really hold on through this corner. If he's clean, he should be able to hold on to that position and can try and catch up to Zykin as wide from Talianos. An opportunity for Žadeikis up into P6. Can he try to even finish in the top 5, which looked impossible after lap 1? Kut is in a great position, 3.5 in front of this whole group of cars.
I think that's already done. Kutz will take the checkered flag. He's relaxed and calm in front, being very fast as usual, and battles happening all over the track behind him. Jofert under pressure from Zykin. Juknavicius not too far behind. Svetens also trying to hold on to the back of Juknavicius, and that's Zykin into P2. If Zykin will manage to finish off this race second, he'll get the overall win of this round. He finished first in race 1. If he'll finish second in race 2, there was a contact again between Jofert and Zykin. That's not over yet. Juknavicius now having a chance of finishing second in this race. Side by side, there's nothing that Zykin can do here. He will hold the inside line into the bridge corner, but has the speed disadvantage. Tries to hold on, makes his shoulders as wide as possible. There's an opportunity for Svetens now.
Svetens is going to try and go to the outside. He'll have to hold on through 2 corners on the outside. Nope, backs out of it. Smart move. Žadeikis now right on the back of this pack as well. So he might try and do something wide again from Talianos, and he's under pressure from Kirsis, who's trying inside and outside behind as they slot back into this group. Kirsis trying to come back, trying to come through Talianos and can't do it. Has to stay behind. And Shadik is now on the back of Svetens. Can he find a way through? Might even try it into the final turn, as Zykin in front is super close to Jofert as well. He's caught back up to him. He'll try and do something again on board with Jadekis now looking at Zykin. Can he try something to the outside down into turn 1? And can he try and outbrake Jofert? He might just... Nope, I don't think he's got it as he goes into the gravel sideways from Jadekis as well. Juknavicius now has a better opportunity than he did last lap as he goes to the inside again. And here definitely the outside is slower unless you can hang on all the way to the corner. And I think Zykin's done it again. He's hung on. But he's run a little bit wide. This is going to be an opportunity for Juknavicius, another one for him. Might be an opportunity for those two behind as well, if they can pick up the scraps from this battle. Can Juknavicius find a way through on the exit? It's Svetens trying to find a way through on the exit. He goes to the inside. Again, that inside line has not been great through this corner. Throughout this race, as Juknavicius stays on the outside, they're bumping and banging into the chicane. And who will come out in front? Actually, Svetens trying to hold on the outside. He's done a great job. Now it's opportunity for Jadekis to go to the inside and try and do something. But Juknavicius holds on to the outside. A little bit of contact from both of them in front. And I think Jadekis will just be pushed out wide just that little bit. But he's on the inside, and he's going to be on the inside with more speed down into turn 1, up into the P5. Zykin super close to Jofert as well. Once again, down into turn 1. A little bit wide from Juknavicius there, and I don't think he'll have the opportunity to come back. Everybody behind has caught up as well. Zykin and Jofert side by side, and this might be when Zykin finally gets that move done, and up into P2 he goes if he doesn't make a mistake. But Jofert might still try and come back. He's close enough. He's going to go to the outside for this right-hander. He'll push Zykin into a more difficult line, but no, and I think Zykin is going to hold on, and he'll start to run away with this one. Jadekis trying to put pressure on Svetens. Can he get past here and go up into P4? That would be an incredible result for his race as he goes to the inside. They're bumping and banging into the chicane once again. Is anybody going to give up? No, I don't think they will, as Jadekis gets through. What a move. He pushed him to the outside, and that helps Juknavicius as well. Jadekis, I think the first one who we've seen make a move to the inside when he wasn't fully alongside even. Brilliant driving from him up into P4.
Clips the grass, and because Jadekis clipped the grass, it's not over yet. He now has Juknavicius right on his tail by making these wonderful moves. You say that correctly. Oh, Juknavicius to the inside as... Yep, once again.
We've lost pictures once again. We'll try and look at the timing screens, but they'll obviously only update once the lap is done. Again, running order, Kuts, who'll probably stay in front, then Zykin, Jofert, Jadekis, Juknavicius, Svetens, Kirsis, Pozniakov, Talianos, Meškelis. Your top 10 as they cross the line. Once we get our pictures back, this could be a completely different situation with how many battles we've been having throughout this race. Fortunately, we don't know who we're looking at right now, as somebody's battling. This is for somewhere further back in the field. This is the battle for that podium. Actually for P4, not the podium, as side by side. And I think Juknavicius has been overtaken by either Svetens or Kirsis as they both run those blue cars. We'll have an update once they cross the line sideways and maybe a little bit of contact between who we assume is Juknavicius and no, that's Žadeikis actually. So Juknavicius up into P4. Žadeikis lost these positions somewhere around the lap down into P6. He might try and make a move on Svetens again. Svetens a little bit wide on entry. Leader is on the final lap of the race. Kuts will take the win easily. It's more about who finishes fifth, probably, as Juknavicius has got enough of a gap in fourth spot. So it's more about who finishes fifth, sixth, seventh as they come through the bridge. Kirsis is closer to Žadeikis than Žadeikis is to Svetens ahead. So I think Svetens is clear. To the inside, tries Kirsis, but he can't get that move done. And pretty much two more opportunities into the right-hander here and into the final turn. Those will be the final few opportunities. Žadeikis holds on, and I think he'll just about manage to hold on to sixth. Still a great recovery drive from him to lead here. And Kuts should be coming through the final turns. There's a battle between Pozniakov and Talianos as Kuts will come to the line. He'll take the win in race 2. And it's a double Estonian win here in Latvia, still side by side behind between Talianos and Pozniakov as Talianos holds on to the position. And it's Kuts, Zaikin, Jofert, Juknavicius, Svetens, Žadeikis, your top 6. And we'll wait for everybody to finish up. And wow, a lot of action in this race, a lot of mistakes, but pretty much a flawless drive from Kuts. Zaikin second, and that's a great recovery from starting in 10th and not having the greatest first lap. He'll come out with the most points out of this afternoon. Then comes Jofert, Juknavicius, Svetens, Žadeikis, Kirsis, Talianos, Pozniakov, Meškelis in 10th. Started on pole, remember. And then comes a Dukas, Kirsis, Skeiskons, Strubas, Malakauskas, Thompsons, Slisans, Kaminskas, Roga, Meyerhofer, Klaudaitis, Šimitz, Kupstaitis down in 23rd, and then it's Azikev and Gavars. Gavars didn't even run the second race, and Azikev in 24th spot. Those are your results for this second race of the E-BaTCC second round of the championship. In 2 weeks' time, we head to the Porsche Ring in Estonia for round 3 of the championship, and much more action expected there as well. But from us, it's good night, and see you in 2 weeks' time.
This voice inside my head isn't dead, I think it's growing. Soon we will be one and the same. I've been going to the racetrack.